It's always the ones that you get along with that don't like you. You know, it's always the ones that you have common interests with that don't like you. You know, every fucking time. I've had a few of those, and those ones hurt the worst to get rejected, you know. I mean, if personality mattered so damn much, then why are there so many dudes, those nice guys that are friend zoned, you know? Like it's fucking hilarious. But one of my one-itis is, I think like my initial one-itis from high school. There's like the first day, it was like the first day of my junior year, and there's this girl. It was like this astronomy class, which I fucking hated, by the way. That class was fucking horrible. But for some reason, there's only 7 people in the class, including me. I don't know why. There's just nobody in there at all. And like, since there's so many seats, like the teacher just put me and her next to each other. I don't know why. She just did. Like oh yeah, that's another thing. I sat by myself like the whole you know, after she like left my seat. But anyway, she sat next to me for probably like 3 months, I don't know. And we would like talk every day about shit. We had like so many common interests. I think I kind of already talked about it, but she like was in like a band and shit. Like, she was a metalhead, and so was I at the time. I don't care about music now, but she liked the same bands I did and shit. She was this fucking goth girl, all that bullshit. And we had like so many common interests. She fucking played video games and shit. Same music, you know. We just got along. Like, I've never gotten along with someone that well before. I don't know how to explain it. It's like, because I usually never get along with girls, and she was like kind of like a friend. Like I got along with her like that. I don't know, it was weird, and I never have. So I thought like, oh, you know, she's girlfriend material. And we talked for like 3 months every day, you know. And I didn't ask her out, anything, you know, but I really liked her a lot. Like, I would think about her like every day. Like, I'm not even joking, like every day. And then like all of a sudden, like her friend came in the class like 3 months later, late. I don't know how. It was like right before the first quarter or whatever ended. She came in the class like on the second to last day of the quarter, and they sat together while I sat alone, like by myself at the table, because like I said, there's only like 6 people in the class, 7 people. And I was alone. I got like sad, you know. I'd still like talk to her every now and then when we had like a little like project to do and shit. But yeah, like we got along. And I already said like another story on my fucking channel where I tried to get in that fucking band with her. That shit was so bad. But yeah, we had like so many common interests, you know. And that was like, I thought like we were perfect, you know. She was the one-itis. I was like, oh, there's gonna be no other girls like her and shit. So I fucking like, I planned it out like when I was gonna ask her out. And it was like the day before, it was like the day before Memorial Day, whatever, in May. And I fucking asked her out. And because I thought in my head, like literally in my head, this is what I thought. I was like, in my blue-pilled mind, I was like, oh, you know, we get along so well, she's gonna say yes no matter what. Like, I remember, I was so stupid. I was like, oh, she's gonna say yes no matter what. There's no way she can't say yes. You know, I was like, oh, it's like impossible. There's no way. And she fought, and I remember it was after the class. She was in the hallway by herself, and I fucking walked up to her and said, it was so fucking cringe. And I bet people are gonna say, oh, you just didn't have good confidence, and blah, blah, blah. But dude, literally, how the fuck can you get along with someone like that? Talk to them every fucking day, right? And have them reject you. Like, that doesn't, like, think about that shit. How the fuck, that's like making friends with somebody and then one day saying like, oh, you wanna, I don't know, actually I don't know how to compare this to anything, but like that's what happened. I asked her out, you know. I said, hey, you know, you want to hang out sometime, you know, and all this shit. And she just looked at me, like, she took her fucking earbuds out, she just looked at me and she said no, and like had like the most weird face on and just walked away. And then after that shit happened, oh my god, it was so bad. I didn't talk to her. I didn't even look, like, she didn't even look at me. It was so brutal. Like, there's no, like, like, it was fine. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, we would talk all the time, you know. We were like friends and shit, and I thought like, oh, I had such a good chance, but apparently my face said otherwise. I mean, that's the only thing that literally I could infer. I mean, the personality was spot on. There's no other, like, if personality mattered so much, she would have been my girlfriend right there. But yeah, she fucking just said no, had like the most disgusted, weird look on her face, and then just walked away, and it was so awkward. And then, yeah, after that, we just did not talk. She didn't even make eye contact with me ever again. It was just so weird, and I just couldn't wait to graduate, or what was it, like, get out of that year. And I'm glad I did it in the summer, because fuck, that was so awkward. I had like a similar thing in college. My first year of college, there was this nerdy like anime weeaboo girl that used to sit next to me at the computer desk thing. We used to talk a little bit. She liked anime, all this bullshit, video games too. We got along, common interests. And when the day came, to ask her out and shit and like talk to her, she just got all fucking weird and like just and then just stopped sitting next to me. It's like, what is the problem? Well, I already know what the problem is. It's my face. But it's like so stupid. It's always the ones that you get along with. And I had another one like that when I was really, really young. When I was like 11 or 12, there's a girl like that who I got along with that just like thought it was fucking hideous. Like, you don't win with that shit. Like, you can have the best personality in the fucking world, but if you don't have a decent face, you're fucked. Like, that's just the truth. Like, I can't explain to you like how fucked like I got like when hearing that shit, and then they just stopped talking to me, like having all those common interests and getting so along with them, just for them to say, oh, or no, and just like, I don't know, like, it's just fucking like horrible. I've had that happen like 2 or 3 times. Most of the shit I've done though are cold approaches. That's where like 90% of my rejections come from, is cold approaches. I think I've only done like 4 warm approaches from girls that I had common interests with and talked to, but it's always those ones that don't want you. Like, you notice that shit. It's always the ones that you get along with, that like you, that just don't want you at all.